Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. Trying to keep the momentum train going strong with this new year of 2021. So I've recapping, kind of my intention here. I just wanted to share my experiences off the record. So no formality, no stuffy, rigid suit, no expectations, just really just a dump of what's on my mind and the freedom to express it however it is that I want to express it. And it's kind of liberating taking on this journey or this subset of a journey, if you will, and being able to just kind of talk freely because by the time you see this, I will have recorded and edited it. But it's kind of weird at the same time just talking at a camera, right? And not having somebody engage or interact with me. But nevertheless, I am still committed to this. I'm wanting to see how long I can keep this momentum going and looking forward to the opportunity to update you on my goals, my aspirations, how things are working, how things are not working. I guess we can get started around diet. So I started this challenge that I call the Vegan 90, where I decided that for the first 90 days of 2021, I wanted to be vegan. So completely plant-based, no meat, no dairy, no alcohol, and definitely conscious of my sugar intake. Of course, most fortunately slash unfortunately, most snacks that most sugary snacks that I would consume are not vegan, so it's a little bit harder in terms of the selection to really snack out. But I've also started to log my meals and the different components of my meals through MyFitnessPal. So basically it gives me like a caloric estimate of what my meal is compared to a goal that I had defined at the beginning of the year with the intentions of losing weight. So of course, quarantine and the inability to kind of move about, and certainly my reluctance to move about, had me living a very sedentary lifestyle. I wasn't leaving the house to go to work. I was working from home. So really the most of my movement in burning calories was walking back and forth about the house. Towards the end of 2020, I decided that I was going to consciously go outside and walk 2 to 3 miles a day. I was doing very well with that, and then it snowed and I injured myself shoveling. So that kind of fell off, looking to restart that again. I turned 30 May 15th of 2020. So it was a momentous occasion that was underwhelming in terms of the celebration, of course, because I couldn't go out, be among, different friends and family. So I had a Zoom birthday party. It was nice, but it wasn't how I envisioned celebrating 30. 2020 was definitely like that year of clear vision. But now 2021, I feel like is okay, you learned something, time to execute on it. Recent life changes. Towards the end of 2020, I got a roommate, a close friend of mine, and going through a tough time, needed some help, and I was just like, sure, let's do it. Huge change, right? Completely changed the trajectory of how I had been used to living. So when I left my mom's house at 26 and purchasing my own home, I had lived on my own only. So very selfish, very just about me because there's nobody else here. Got very comfortable living on my own and not really having companionship, like learning to be comfortable by myself. And recently, my roommate and I decided that we were going to part ways, that, he's going to go on and do his thing, and I'm going to continue to obviously be here. But just now thinking about the shift in terms of getting comfortable with being by myself again is something that gives me a little bit of anxiety. Not because I don't enjoy being by myself, but just because I've learned to adapt to and expect the companionship. of having somebody else in the house, especially in the midst of, the pandemic where you can't really travel freely, or you shouldn't really travel and interact with large groups. Having limited contact with other people makes the limited, or rather the maximum exposure or the contact that you do have with people that much more valuable. It was an amicable decision, but it is not a decision that is void of sentiment. And so I think how I'm going to fix this is I'm going to get a dog. I think I talked about that in the last video. I think I'm going to get a dog. I've never had a dog before. I've never been a dog owner. In fact, I have a very slight fear of dogs. Not so much that I'm scared of them, but more so worried about not understanding them, not understanding how to predict their behavior. Very understanding of the fact that dogs are loyal, and that once you get to that point where you establish that relationships, like you could basically get away with murder with a dog. They're just loyal to a fault. But it's getting to that point, deciding whether or not I want to adopt a puppy or a young dog or an experienced older dog. What kind of dog? What kind of temperament? What is the energy investment or time investment that I'm going to have in being able to raise that dog? So these are all things that I'm researching. I've owned cats previously, definitely a low maintenance pet. They want to be in your face when they want to be in your face, and they don't want anything to do with you when they don't want anything to do with you. But I think it's going to be a very interesting challenge. It's something that I'm excited for. It's something that I think is very timely with all that's going on. Definitely wanting to stay on top of my mental and emotional health. And I think it will also be a really good motivator to get me back to that goal that I talked about in the beginning, moving, because I'm going to have to take the dog out. I'm going to have to walk with it. Potentially we'll run with it. But I'll be able to have that companionship. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. As far as financial goals, I started working with a coach. And I had worked with this coach previously. But this coach is basically here to help me streamline and scale my own business as it relates to the establishment of digital products and financial coaching. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm excited about some major project drops that I have planned for, for the general consumption, whether individuals are looking to participate in group coaching sessions, one-on-one coaching sessions. They just want to buy a product that gives them an overview of a particular topic that I talk on, and just other things that I'm involved in. So super excited about that, super hyped, super amped about the revenue potential. I made a tweet the other day that said my goals are uncomfortably large this year, and they really are. But I have broken out my goals down into quarters. So I have a Q1 goal, a Q2 goal, a Q3 goal, a Q4 goal. And basically, by breaking it down into smaller, manageable goals, it makes the likelihood of you staying on track and reaching those goals happen. So I have a dry erase board actually to the right of me. You can't see it, but the dry erase board just kind of details what those goals are by quarter. And it's something that I'll be able to see every day. So I'll be able to work towards it. But another really cool idea on the topic of goals, because it's the beginning of a new year and a lot of people are resetting goals. I actually saw on Twitter somebody had wrote out what their goals were in their notes section of their iPhone. I'm sure there's an Android equivalent. And then they screenshot it and they put it as their display screen, lock screen. So basically, whenever they look at their phone, they can see what their goals are, and it's just a constant reminder. Which is kind of funny because the other day I was thinking about writing on the back of my hand, like, no meat, no dairy, so that I don't accidentally, my right hand is the hand that I reach for food and, reach to grab something. I don't accidentally grab something. I can always kind of catch a glimpse and say, no meat, no dairy. So, yeah, I think, these first 90 days are something that I'm extremely excited about. I'm excited about sharing. I'm excited about showing progress. I'm excited about feedback. But if anything that I discussed in this short video, you just kind of resonated with you, definitely let me know. What are your tips around goal setting? How do you stay committed to your goal, especially in the new year? What do you do to log your food? If you have any advice about a new dog owner and what things I should have or what things I should look into, or just general comments that you want to share or get my feedback on, definitely feel free to include them in the comments. And always appreciating your liking, your sharing, your commenting, your engaging. Um, Check me out on Instagram, Twitter at Rahkim, and you can also visit my website, rahkimsabri.com, and you can reach me there. So until next time.